In this video, I give you 5 steps that will help you stop wasting your life after implementing all the action steps. 99% of people waste their time daily because they have way too many bad habits they engage in. This is why I will also provide you with a few solutions to some of the bad habits you have. At the end of the video, I talk about the most underrated tip I've heard that not many other people talk about. Step 1. The first step to stop wasting your life starts on your phone. 2 years ago, I had way too many social media apps where I wasted time. First, I had TikTok, where I got addicted to their algorithm and watched 1 hour per day shorts. Additionally, I had Snapchat, which was tempting you to send every day a picture to another person that you don't lose your flames. I then finally took the action I should have done earlier, which was deleting Snapchat and TikTok on October 2023. I directly felt way better knowing I don't waste my time anymore on these apps, so you should go through your phone screen time and delete all the apps where you wasted time. It is maybe not so easy to just delete them, but this will help you. Apps I would immediately delete are TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat. If you really can't delete the apps, then get the 1 sec app, which is limiting you in that you can't directly open one of these apps. You first need to wait a few seconds and then actively decide you want to open it. The action step is to delete your social media apps. You don't need them. If you don't do this, you still stay where you were before, and your competitors will outwork you. Step 2. This next step should be not too hard for you, but can save a ton of negative thoughts and time. Sadly, almost everyone does this one crucial habit. They think that have to do it because they will fall behind if they don't do it. Last year, I was reading every day the newspaper, watching the 100-second news, and listening to a 7-minute economy podcast. After reading the 4-hour workweek, my relationship to news completely changed. So I now cut out all the news and don't watch any news anymore, because first, they are all the time negative. You are faced with negative events because positive events are not so exciting to see. I tried it out and didn't see a difference if I was watching the news or not. The next stop for you to stop wasting your life is cutting out the news. People complain that if they don't read or watch the news, they will miss important things. But if something important happens, others will tell you about it. So there is no excuse why you should not cut out the news. The action step is, start today with stop watching the news and see if you even notice a difference, besides having more time. Step 3. The next step is not so crucial as a habit, but you should make boundaries and limits. The next bad habit of many people is watching streaming services like Netflix or Amazon Prime. I don't want to watch long Netflix because it is relaxing and entertaining, but it doesn't bring me further in my life. So I give myself 1 hour per week to watch something on Netflix. I know I have my time, and if I am not watching longer, everything is okay. So you should set yourself a limit like 2 hours every day. Then you reduce it every day by 15 minutes. You do this until you have the time amount that you feel good about watching Netflix or other streaming services. I would say if you have limited time watching Netflix, it can be good to relax before going to sleep. The action step is thinking about a weekly time limit where it feels good watching Netflix. Then you reduce your current time over the weeks until you have your dream time. Step 4. This next step is a habit you should do after completing the 3 steps and having more time. I started on January 1st, 2023, my first blog, and since then I started 10 months ago my YouTube channel. Now I have more than 515 followers on my blog and more than 330 on YouTube. The next step you should do is start a side hustle. If you do not already have a side hustle, I can highly recommend you to start a YouTube channel as a teenager and talk about things you learned on your life improvement journey. YouTube takes time to build up, but you can build a big audience over time and then sell a product. The action step for this step is if you do not already have a side hustle. Take a few minutes after this video and think about what business you could start that the world needs, you like, and that you can earn money with. Step 5. This next step helps you to use more time in your time that you are normally wasting with dumb stuff. 2 years ago, when I had a short school break, I would go on my phone and would scroll through some dumb shorts to get a dopamine hit. I don't use my time well. Nowadays, when I have a school break, I start studying with my flashcards for an exam or I am writing a YouTube script. This 5-step is using your dead time. So that means the small time amounts you have between a new event. If you have 10 minutes left before going to school. Many people think it is not worth starting something new and they go on their phone. But it is always worth using this time. You should look for a good activity that you can do while having dead time. When I have my phone, I can study for school or do something for YouTube. When I am not motivated, I can also just listen to a good YouTube video or podcast that I downloaded. The action step here is looking for a good activity that you can do when you have some dead time between events. If you follow all these 5 action steps after this video, I will guarantee you will stop wasting your life in some parts and get more time for things like your side hustle. We need to start taking action in uncomfortable situations, improve ourselves, and read many books. We need to strengthen ourselves to avoid being dependent too much on other people. The problem is not about asking for help from other people. The problem is that sometimes people can't help us. Sometimes, we are the only solution needed to fix our problem. If you are still depressed and haven't taken any action toward improvement, the problem is with you. You are the one who needs to save yourself. You are the bottleneck to your solution. You can read, learn, and study many ways to face your problems. But those are just theories, and implementation is all in your hands. It's all up to us. It's all up to us to deal with our problems. Because no one is going to save us. Take action. Now, in order to overcome those challenges, start taking action. I know it might be hard. The key is, if it's too scary or anxious, that means you set the goal too big. If it's too easy and lazy, that means you set the goal too small. Adjust the goals to be small, but not too small. This is important so you can start taking action. The key is just taking action toward those goals. You don't have to think about what comes next too much. You don't have to think about the end result too much. Being aware of what you might face in the future is enough. How do you calculate that you have improved by 1%? It's when you do something according to your improvement that day. For example, if I want to read books for 60 minutes every day, I start by reading for 1 minute every day. That's already 1% of improvement. Well, it doesn't have to be exactly 1%. You only need to do it at least a little bit to make yourself better today and tomorrow again.